Alright, so there's some people struggling with this game that I've been seeing. So I'm going to try and get through it as if I started with nothing. Probably less than nothing, actually. I think you start with 60 bullets, and I can only get 50 in the inventory. And you start with this pistol called the Dirk, and a wakizashi that you find. Hopefully you didn't miss this. And I'm going to try to get through this in less than an hour, because then I have to go to work. I'll try not to pick up anything that's too, like, powerful looking. Because I think how far you get in the game also determines what drops you get. Also started with no money at all, so I can't buy anything from this guy unless I sell a bunch of these velvet bells, which I will. Sometimes you can get a little bit more from them. There we go. More bullets. Hooray. And as you play the game, you start to get more comfortable. Bread. With the environment, this was definitely a slog when I was looking at every single corner to try to find stuff, and a lot of the corners don't. Food. Yeah, nothing over there. Sometimes I like to leave the chickens alone, but if you're desperate, you have to kill the chickens and hope for some food. If I had an explosive, it's always worth to open up those cracks. Too bad I can't carry those barrels. Sometimes you can find things under the water. Found a bottle of water under here. When I first played, I thought I was actually losing a bullet by reloading early. But, nah. There is no realistic reloading scheme where you lose bullets if you drop the mag early, thankfully. Bad luck there. Oh, that's, yeah, I would have not gotten that drop if I played early, so we're gonna ignore that. I'm not gonna ignore the shoe. Sometimes you can get a shoe. Remember, you run faster with your sword out. Something that I think is a little unfortunate is games like this heavily reward a gameplay style of just, like, moving backwards. I have, to avoid dying, I have ran back entire levels, entire floors, just shooting at them, trying to peter them out little by little. I wonder what happens if we fill this up. Oh. You get fried mushrooms. It's kind of terrible. Oh, and just about everything that you do makes an omelet. Omelet there, add 2 eggs, get an omelet. 3 mushrooms. Actually, potato, get yourself a Spanish omelet. You always want to be trying to get your food done. Anyway, let's move on. Down we go. The loading screen right here shows you your progress through the biome that you've entered. One of the longest biomes is this Goblin Cave. It's kind of a frustratingly long one to saddle players with, in my opinion, but it is not so bad in the late game when you're coming back to try to gather important mushrooms that don't spawn as much in other areas. As a heads up, I have bound the melee button to a mouse key, so I just have to tap my thumb to attack. Highly recommend that. You could probably get resources by killing these guys, and I have not seen any negative consequences for doing so. But I don't... In video games even, I don't like killing defenseless entities. Sometimes I do, though. Yeah, if you want to boost, sell a bunch of the crap that you got. Oils, just keep in mind that when it talks about bullet drop, it really means a bullet drop. It's almost always better to have some form of penetration so that you're shooting more than one. Don't worry so much about no money drops, because money doesn't drop in an amount that really matters. Also, another little tip, if you're having a hard time with inventory space, putting stuff into your hotbar actually frees up some of your inventory space. Very helpful. Especially if it takes up 4 slots. Consumables and throwing items can go in the hotbar. Thought I saw something over here. Oh, right there. Camo jacket, yeah, I'll wear that. It's only armor +2. It's a vest. Charisma is not a stat in the game right now. I think they removed that. Let's swap that out. These may be 2D images, but locational damage matters. I think I shot that little one in the arm once. Otherwise, 2 shots, center mass. They're mostly hit anyway. They will go down. Let's not talk about the implications. It is all self-defense, right, boys? I find this yellow hoodie everywhere. Light resist. I have plenty. So sometimes you can run and hide and jump on things to get some advantageous position. However, anywhere you can go, they can go. I have not found any cheesable positions in recent memory. Swim oil. Bullet speed. Sometimes you can use these rocks to get up. So, I believe I found out the hard way that this game does not intend you to go through the entirety of the Goblin Caves on your first run. As soon as you get to the shrine, I believe the game expects you to use that option to go and to go back to the church. Because I had some very unfair enemies spawn on me. I kept trying to continue. I could be going faster. There's almost always a rifle guy up here. They're an enemy from the town. If you shoot their masks off, they die in one hit. Pansies. Oh, you. So a thing about the big guy is you can avoid all of his attacks. That little shockwave that he's doing, you can jump over that. So you could conceivably just melee the bastard. As long as he doesn't jump too close to you, he does do a little bit of contact damage. Scramble will do. Bullet bounces. I haven't really found the bullet bounces to be all that helpful. Now, I haven't done this to this pistol. I haven't put a sight on it. So, any weapon seems to be capable of having a sight attachment, and something like those sights usually give you a bonus in critical chance, as long as you aim down sights. This doesn't look good. Okay, I need some healing. I've already eaten like most of the stuff I cooked. I should have cooked more. Let's use these. Throwing weapons. It is unfortunate I haven't found another weapon dropped yet. Oh, this guy. Hey, another shoe. Sweet. I've never found two shoes, and maybe I'm too lucky. Okay, yeah, these would not drop. Oh, that's new. Oh, I had a friend tell me about this one. Anyway, I can't really afford what this guy has. Sell the hat. I think there might be some content if you bring this guy some eyes, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, I still have plenty of ammo, I think, for my run, but it always helps to have more. You can never have enough ammo. No explosives still. Oh, the snut. This one's also 9mm. It is a revolver. And it's technically an upgrade from the starting pistol. Is there a mushroom bread? Not much bread. You can do a lot with bread, as you can imagine, but I can make butter sandwiches. That'll have to do. It's actually a pretty useful thing to have right now. We got some dynamite. So you can... Yeah, sometimes there's enemies here you can fight, but yeah, tap this shrine. I think this is as far as the game expects you to go when you start it. I'm gonna ignore the story content here. Plays every time. Can't skip it. After this, you can press Tango on your keyboard, and you can go back to the church, but we're not gonna do that. Oh, no. You're not gonna deal with that in a valorous way. We're gonna run, we're gonna cheese, we're gonna shoot from a distance. That is a enemy from about 4 or 5 biomes from now. Sometimes they can just spawn on you. My very first run, when I first played the game, I had some robot Terminators spawn on me. Those, I don't know where those come from. They are not nice. These guys are such damage sinks. Oh, thankfully he can't get through. Yes, he can get through. Never mind. Okay, good. A blindfold? Alright, I'm curious. I'm not gonna look at that. What was that? So, if you're curious where that guy came from, some of the enemies have a special ability of some sort where they will turn into a different enemy after you kill them, based on what aura they're glowing with. Do not know what enemies they will come from. They will come from just about anywhere. I am being a little overconfident. Keep my health up. Oh no, the babies. So many of them. You see what I mean about retreating? I would love to be able to stand my ground, but the game doesn't have any kind of parry system. You do get a melee weapon that can block attacks, but it's not as useful as I would like it to be. I want to keep that as a novelty, but these DVD players, they sell for decent money. You can actually do a decent amount with Goblin flesh, get spice. And 2 snails make escargot. But we're going to leave those behind for now. Where's that rookie oil? Go away. I don't know the purpose of increasing speed, except maybe if you do a bouncy bullet build. Okay, so that's sound, and sometimes you can see, like, square glasses. You know what? I already have a pair of those. Sometimes you can see a silhouette go across your screen and a scary sound happens. That means a ghost was there. And that ghost will show up at random times to try to ruin your day and slow you down. Can't always control when it will show up. And that ticking sound, that means there's an enemy with an aura that when they die, they will explode. Stay away. Goes without saying. Run faster with the sword out. Okay, this area is always here. Oh yeah, gonna make this paste. 3 of these mushrooms in a rock. Get this little nice paste stuff. Soup, mushroom omelet. Yeah. I can make more of that paste, which I will do. Sometimes that paste is pretty useful. So I've held on to the rocks. Also in case I run into potatoes. Don't have anything to cook chicken with, fortunately. Yeah, can't think of anything else to do at the moment, so just jump down. You will always be facing this big boss. See that glowing aura? That means he's going to split into other enemies. Like so. Hope you have some grenades. Alright, let's move on. Scatter oil. Increase projectiles and spread. That might be fun to do, actually. Let's see. It reduces the damage, which I don't like, but I kind of want to see what happens if I add this to the snut. The snut-nosed revolver. I have a friend who's going to claim I stole that joke. It may be correct. Oh. Hubris, thy name is Trevor. Stick a bottle of water over there. So yeah, the damage is now a little bit lower, but it seems like it's worth it for the increased projectiles. Oh, crap. Any crate or barrel? This guy was infighting with someone around here. I wonder who. Rigid system. This is not the time to explain the durability system. If you're at this point in the game, you're just trying to get by. Sorry, buddy, you're collateral. Gonna be standing there. Ooh. This. What is this? Let's take a look at this beautiful specimen. Oh, this weapon. If you run across this weapon, you are in great luck, let me tell you. So this one is just a single-fire 22 caliber hunting rifle or varmint rifle. Sorry, I mean 9mm. It looks like it's a 22, right? It's a varmint rifle. But you can get items that can rechamber weapons to take different ammunitions. Loading this thing into 50 caliber BMG gives you one of my preferred weapons for one shot, one kill kind of play. You will massively increase the damage of this thing. I recommend it. Oh yes, escargot. And you can make dynamite by taking one of these funny little false sulfur mushrooms, wrapping it in some skin. It doesn't matter what kind of skin it's. Get dynamite. Swap that. Oh, boss time. Good. I might have time to edit it. I will ask no further questions. Let's see, 120 damage, that's okay. Getting mud off of him. He's pretty easy, actually. You just have to keep strafing left and right. He's going to try and throw mud behind you. Just don't stop moving. Circle strafe, zigzag patterns, whatever you fancy. I'm using the snut with the spread to do more mud off of him with every shot. Got him down halfway. He will spawn some ads any second now. So if you do rechamber this thing into 50 caliber, I also recommend adding an oil that gives you bullet penetration, so that you can take out multiple enemies. Got it. A lot of the weapons in Sulfur are not accurate from the get-go. You either gotta, whoops, wrong, reload stuff for this weapon. Whoops. I hope that's not death. That would really suck. That is death. And I would have to apologize to all of you. Let's see. Okay, good. Dodged it. Remember, circle strafing is your friend. When I first played this, I also got into the mud with him to slash him a bunch of times too to get mud off. Probably not the best idea unless you're fleet of foot. You'll take damage in the mud. Down rains the money. And this thing right here dropped, called the Arbiter 2, is a shotgun that shoots all 3 shells at once. I don't believe I have used it in a practical manner. Before you leave, sometimes you can find some extra goodies. If you jump up here, use this toadstool here, jump up here. Not today, sometimes there's a chest back there. And that should be everything for this area. Can't really get up there. So if you're done here, just come over here to this elevator. You can see it lower if you're paying attention, or if you're like me, have no idea that it lowered and you're supposed to take it to get back to the church. You accidentally stumble upon it before you've looted everything. Hopefully that is not going to be the case. And just like that, you come back up to the church. You can go back to the Goblin Caverns by running into this little area right here and jumping down that hole. But I hope some of the techniques that you saw me employ help you guys. A lot of it is kind of twitch shooting, some of it is muscle memory from me playing way too many video games, and a lot of them were twitch shooters and mobility shooters and such like that, none of which I have excelled at, but it seems like just enough of them give me enough skills to at least make my way through Sulfur. Anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day.